Hello ladies and gentlemen, James back here for another video. Hope people can see my face. Anyway, I decided to make another video, just popped into my mind. The latest video I want to mention about what I hear is quite a bit online, and since this is kind of dear to me, it's my heart to speak about black people, our people, black. And one of the topics is why we can't come together. I've heard different other aspects of it. I've heard different other aspects of why can blacks come together from different aspects. But you never think about this aspect. See, just like in the days, and it goes back to the word. God has a set of people that He loves, and you know you heard this from different groups that's online. You know, like the people that call themselves Hebrew Israelites, where you have the Egyptians and then you have the children of Israel. And then it was the profound statement how the way they were so connected because the color of their skin and everything. Well, just like it is today, even though we all share the same color of people who are black and is considered black in this country, and some want to call African descent, some will call Afro-American, Afro-American. It depends on what you want to call yourself. Some people call yourself indigenous, but what it comes down to is this. It comes down to the fact that when you have a segment in America that you have, we're a people that's divided up as far as our spiritual belief system. You have some that are in the Muslim faith. You have some that's in other doctrine like Afrocentric, Hotep. You know, 3%er, nation. It's a separate one called Nation of Islam. Probably in some other ones like Judaism, Hinduism, and so forth, and Confucianism, and so on. And as a spiritual, there's a lot of spiritual division in that. And wherever a house is spiritually divided, it cannot stand. So, and since black people from here in the States to the continent of Africa, in the Caribbean, have always been a spiritual people, have always been deeply spiritual, and took their spiritualism to a whole different level than most people that's on the planet. And God knows this. God knows the black people how the way when they get to something, they dedicate to it and worship and aspire to be with it. A lot of people who's in these other organizations like your Hotep, the Egyptology, and these other ones that they don't want to connect to the Most High. They want to call on the gods of Egypt, or they want to call themselves gods. They also want to call themselves these other foreign and these are the same idol gods that other groups of people around the planet have their own idol gods. Well, what you have to understand is that makes the Almighty God, the Most High God, who's only God, who is reverenced, and He is the only way, the truth in the light comes through His Son, is the only way to get to the kingdom. Well, God, anybody that know that the Most High is jealous, the Most High God is jealous when someone wants to go and start worshiping the gods of Egypt. They want to worship the gods of the Hotep. They want to worship this God. Then God has His people, black people, and then He has His own reserved people that were called through His Son. And so it's almost like he got people like divided like the sheep and the goat. So therefore, there's always going to be a spiritual conflict because, and that's what it took off in why the communities they can't get along. That's why they would turn against, like any certain other groups of people, they would turn against each other because, and even though that as a race in this country and in some of our African origins and in their country, it is trained to kind of volatilize, put emphasis so deep that they would have something psychologically, they would think of themselves among their skin as something. And I believe, like, some people don't believe in the Willie Lynch letter, but and that's their opinion about it. But look at the effect that it had. I mean, you got blacks who are light skinned who will automatically racially tone call someone a name that came from the dominant majority to put that hatred in, and they will practice the hatred, put it among the hatred among our people, and start calling these horrible names, and they don't even see the effect of it. When someone has a simple disagreement, I've heard this online, you have people calling each other names like I've heard people call each other coon. They call each other like zebra, half-breed, this. I mean, some certain things like, are you serious? So, well, you too light-skinned, you too dark-skinned, your hair's too nappy, you too this. And so, there's a division right there. So there's an uncollective division right there. Then another collective is that you have to call each other the N-word. And you took the N-word, that was a derivative, to put you down. You can't take a word and think and could put it in your culture, and knowing that the men who said that word over you was supposed to basically demean you and destroy you. Then the psychologically from really carried over from slavery is to call another black man the N-word, and just think that it's okay if we call you the N-word. We black. I mean, it's like, hey, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. That's the kind of an ignorant mentality that some black people, and that's why the younger people don't understand. Black people don't understand that, and so that's why it upsets some of us to say why we have to keep calling these racial ethnic names. How can you proudly say that you proud of, and the individuals who do that? How can you be proud to be black? How can you put yourself in the same category as the Malcolm X's and Martin Luther Kings of their time? These men, regardless of what you think of them, they had class. If Martin and Malcolm had a disagreement, it wasn't about, that ain't shit. He didn't call him a coon. He didn't call him a buffoon. He didn't call him no racial name. If he said it in a articulately, he said it. Like I heard old speeches about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and Malcolm would say about the house Negro and the field Negro. He said it in a classic way without putting other black men down. And today, you don't have black men like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. You don't have the black men that know how to articulate themselves in front of the world. Because when they went over to a part of the world, and the world heard men like these speak, that come from America, black men that come from America, there was a sense of respect, like, wow, how many more black men that they claim that this false man have told that these people don't have no intelligence. Look at the way we had to dumb them down. We had to make them look like they are out of their mind, they're irrational or whatever. And it's sad because the ones who have whiff of this try to inform the ones who do, and then the ones said, no, we're gonna be ends and that, and we're gonna be ends and we're gonna be ends and what's up N and what's up B and something like that. And it's sad that you have a sad population of African African Americans, black folks in this country that think it's acceptable that to have an attitude, so I can call you the N, and I call you a nig, and you call me a nig, and not knowing that I'm not only that I'm speaking the word over you, when I heard from a rap song or a comedian to say something like that, but what I'm doing is I'm prophesying and saying that we ain't gonna get nowhere. We just gonna be a couple ends. And let me tell you what the terminology, why they call you N. An N, their terminology, and when they spoke this and hung and beat and molested and tortured the black women and men in this country, it was no graduatory tour thing. It was to curse you till you die, curse you into the pit of hell, curse you into the ground. So now you have black people taking that mastery of that word in this younger generation, put it in their culture, and he's speaking curses over himself. So you become the end that you are. And let me give you another revelation about something. You ever thought about why before he became Satan, there was a name he had up in heaven called Lucifer, and about the music? And why was he over that he would give glory give glory to God, and then when he fell, his gifts didn't necessarily fail. So people, not only on a rock music, but on a rap music, that Satan tells them, this is what you are the ends. So the devil's telling you that you're an end, and make up destructive. So because you see, and these young men and young women rapping and calling themselves B's and N words, whatever, and they prophet, and he knew that they would prophesy and sing this over each other. So more you sing, and the more you prophesy over yourself, you become it manifests. It manifests, and so therefore destruction manifests because you sung it around you in your atmosphere. A lot of our people, that's what they do. That's why there's so much destruction in our atmosphere, because the things that we say to one another. And we just, young people, that's why a lot of young people losing their life. They sing and they rap about guns and they rap about being ends, and saying I'm gonna go and shoot that end and put him into the ground. And then we give you a clue. The most prejudiced white person who don't have to necessarily go on TV, who's sitting in the background and he's sitting with his son, and you know what he's saying? And as there's some young might be saying, why do these African American black people like to call themselves the end? He probably sat back and saying, the one who's been kicked, that's because it was something that was prophesied over them, and look at what is carried out, and that's what they will always be. And this is what the racist person has probably told his son, his daughter and his son, as they sitting back there, they watching you on video, rapping or something about. And there's been elders that try to tell you this. There's been other black people that try to tell you this. And therefore, they can't respect you. And therefore, I believe they tell other nationalities not to respect you, because these are the lowest of low in this country. And somebody said, well, how are they the lowest of the low? Look at this. Look at this. And they'll take the news footage, they'll take the music videos, and they put it together and say, man, these guys are out of control. These people are out of control. They sound like they don't have no intelligence or no gratitude. Like, is this what these people are? And we know darn well that's not true. But a lot of black people play into the stereotype, and they think it's cool. They play into a stereotype. They think it's cool to kill each other, and and I've heard people online said the same thing. So it's almost like it's acceptable to say something like that into our society. You are not a nig. You're not a nig, and I'm not a nig. Just because we have black skin, we got to be nigs. Really? Do we have to really be a nig? Because of something was put centuries ago, and that's what it is. So that's what some black people believe. So that's why we can't. But the ones who think logically, the ones that know that they're more than just a nig. I'm not gonna say the rest of the word. You know you more than just that. But it seems like with some black people, they're scared to be separate, to be different in what God called you to be. God called, say, you my son. You the son of the King of King, of Lord. I ain't no nig. I ain't no nig if I have a relationship with the Most High God through His Son. I'm not no nig just because my skin. I'm not no nig because that's the way our culture is. I'm not no nig because of that. Because I know there's some smart black people out there. I have research history. I know that there's some black people in America in past times with some of the smartest, brilliant people on earth. There's some black people that it put me to tears how because I was never taught and learn this stuff. There's some black people that and that's it. And why is that important? Because it lets you know what they have done in their obstacle life, what you can do right now. And they went through it 10 times worse than what we're going through right now. They went to the point that they were their physical presence. Soon as they step into the room, they was not allowed to be equal to a human being. Drink, eat, sleep someplace, and say you gotta go in the back of the room, shop over here, sit over there, or whatever. It should be a blessing. We can go and sit anywhere, eat anywhere, no matter how much money we got in certain places. But it's not like it was like a sign there, like it's saying, yeah, color over here, these people over here. And it's just sad that we can't gravitate and take and look to each other as human beings. If other nationalities can't see you as human, at least put the focus on you that you're a human, that you're a child of God, and you're not a nig that is meant to be cursed and walk the earth. You first got to change the mindset of some black people that say that you are meant to be something. Your color in your skin is not a curse to the earth. It's not a curse. But you got some people. You have to train some people now to think that way. That you are unique specimen, not just athletically, not just musically, but in all other different dimensions in the race that you are. Black people is I'm still discovering every time about how brilliant some black people is when you pull them to the side and let the natural gift that what God has given everybody to manifest whatever they are called to be. But it's sad that you have a peer pressure that say that you got to stay a nig. You have to be a nig. You have to act out to be a nig. And this is among black people. This is among black people. And there's some black people that want to come up out of it, but they get criticized. They get ridiculed. Another thing is because there have been some blacks that live from their parents choosing to better themselves in a better environment. Been told because the way the kids talk, the way they articulate themselves, you're not black. You sound like a white person. You sound like a white person. Not like you sound like an intelligent person. You sound like a white person. What is up with that? You can't even be an intelligent person. You can't be an intelligent human being. That's one of the problems. So therefore, some blacks they are living in an environment, whether it's in a suburb or in a rural area, they are what the environment, what they was raised in. You can't get some black people to see that. And maybe they want to connect go back and connect because they're going through the same struggles being out there in that suburb or that rural area where there's no connection and someone's constantly telling them you're black, you the N-word, you'll have in. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that you don't understand that they get it when you get out to the suburb. Ain't all hunky dory. Oh no. When most black people they go through something, either you fall up under the mixture, and then they go through a struggle of not liking their skin color, not being prejudiced against their own, because they were trained this way. They were trained this, and I've been on both sides of sectors. That's why I know it takes a lot to love the skin that you're in. But sometimes some of your own people don't make it happen. When instead of just accepting you as the person, regardless you come from the rural area of America to the suburb of America, wherever your parents raised you up, you at least accept them for who they are and how the way they articulate themselves and the way they speak. But it seems like it's weird because someone talk like they have education or articulate, something must be wrong with them. Something wrong. Then don't let them be real half black or real light skinned. You got to go through something like that. Now they got to call them half and Casper and say all these racial insensitive jokes. It's bad enough that they had to go into the other community and hear racial jokes by somebody out there. Now they had to come into their own community and had to hear their own somebody say something silly like that. I said, just think about it. I want you to think about the reason why we can't even understand that we come from different parts of the country as African Americans or black people or whatever is your preference. We can't even understand the way we express ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves. That we're different. We don't all go like rap music. We don't all have our pants sagging down. We don't all come from the hood. Everybody come from a different background, but one thing in common, you have a common trait with the person in the suburb and the person in the rural area. You, no matter how well you speak, you're going to come across some type of discrimination. Guarantee you. And you can like, I talk like them. I'm not like the other ones. People don't see, but in the real they don't see like that because they come from a generation that see whatever your effective is as far as your skin. That's what they were told. What black people or African Americans is. They have a low IQ. They make babies or whatever stereotype that they do. They believe in that stereotype. They don't want anything. You know what I'm saying? Look at. They take something, you know what I'm saying? All the stupid stereotypes, we know half of that stuff ain't true. So, this is the reason why. So first of all, we gotta love each other.